Okay, so we're recording. So today is Tuesday, November 27th, and I want to welcome everybody out to the Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive Training. I'm Lynn Huber.
I'm Richard.
And we have Richard. And on the call right now, we have Mark and Lori.
Hi.
And we have Rick and Tina.
Hello.
And Patty. Looks like Patty's just on audio. Yeah. So welcome, Patty.
Hi,
and
Patty.
Linda. So we're glad you're all out here today, and I'm sure there may be more coming on, and probably a lot will be watching this in replay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so you should be able to see my PowerPoint, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. So we are all here because we are going to be in this beautiful place right here. This is me and Richard's bed right here. So looks like there's a whole bunch all the way around though. So we'll just all be lined up.
Got drinks lined up for everybody.
So Pat's coming on, I see. Welcome, Pat. So right now, there's two hot new incentives going on right now. The Grand Fiesta incentive, and we are currently in the Vamos Head Start period, which is campaigns 23 through 26. And then the actual incentive runs from campaign 1 through 8. And then there's the Build the Love incentive, which is going on from campaigns 23 to 26. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
So the Build the Love incentive, it's actually almost over. So unless somebody seriously is working on it right now, they're probably not likely going to get $3,000 by the next 2 weeks. But anybody who started after July 11th, they had from campaigns 23 to 26 to sell $3,000. And if you are one of those people that's working on this, that is amazing because it's going to help you with this Los Cabos trip. And so, it's just that simple, sell $3,000. But the cool thing is you can recruit team members, and your team members will count towards you getting those $3,000. That your sales and their sales together will count towards you getting the $3,000. And those team members will be points for the Los Cabos trip. So how cool is that? So just like, for example, and this is if you started in 23, if you sold 500 a campaign and you brought in one recruit each campaign and they each sold 150, so in the second campaign you'd have 2 people doing 150 and then 3 people, then that would get you to your $3,000. And you'd earn $80 to $200 in qualified new recruit bonuses. You'd get 8 entries in the Rake in the Cash incentive. You get 1,200 Head Start points in the Grand Fiesta incentive, and you could promote to Bronze Ambassador, so you could earn $500 promotion bonus and another 500 Grand Fiesta incentive points. So if you're one of those people, hats off to you because you're already well on your way. I know the people on this call, I think, except for maybe Patty, I'm not sure. Oh, Patty is on her PC, so she doesn't have her camera set up. Okay. By the way, you can chat. At the bottom of the screen, there should be a chat box. I don't know where it is on mine, but there is it's because I have it on my other computer, but there is a chat box that you can chat, okay? So let's look at the Grand Fiesta incentive. This is an all-inclusive trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, June 2nd through the 5th. So I have a question for you guys. What's on your calendar for June 2nd through the 5th?
It's blacked out.
It should be blacked out because you are busy.
Mine's out.
You are not available to do anything from those days because you will be sipping umbrella drinks in Los Cabos, Mexico.
I already have the vacation request put together, and I'll submit it on January 1.
Way to go. Yeah, and anybody else, if you're going to have to take time off work, get those vacation requests in.
In already, yes.
Yes. I mean, actually, we had a girl on our team that signed up to do a booth. This wasn't an incentive. She signed up to do a booth, and she paid several $100s to do a booth in an event and didn't request her vacation time off until it was too late and she couldn't get the time off. So you guys don't wait around. You already know you're going to be busy from June 2nd through the 5th. And so Patty says, Mexico is blacked out, and I'm hoping my niece's graduation is moved from then too. Well, I hope so too. I hope so too, or your poor niece isn't going to have you at her graduation.
She'll have to take a video of it for you.
So anyway, and this is campaign 23. It's already started the Vamos Head Start period through campaign 8. And so the incentive is during campaigns 23 through 26. And I just thought of something. Sorry about this. Rick, can you make sure Crystal watches this replay?
Yeah.
I was hoping she'd be on tonight, but please make sure she watches this replay because she needs to understand this. And she's going to be in Mexico with us. So anyway, moving back. So for every qualified new recruit, a traditional qualified recruit who places a first or second $150 order, you're going to get 300 points. Traditional means you brought them in. It's not a lead from Avon in any way, sense, or form. It's not an Alma lead. It's not a shared lead. It's not somebody Avon gave to you. They don't give anybody recruits, but they do give leads. So it has to be somebody you brought in. You met them at a show. You know them personally. You met them going out and about as your day. You know, we're going to talk about those. And then if you promote to Bronze Ambassador for the first time between campaign 23 to 26, you're going to get 500 points. And if you mentor somebody to promote, they will get 500 points and you'll get 250 points. So that's all right now that we're eligible to be working for. Once we get to campaign 1, then you'll get points for yourself and you'll get points for even an Alma lead. If Alma gives you a lead, it's 150 points. Personal recruit, 300 points. And then every time your qualified new recruit places another $150 order, you get another 100 points. So if they place an order in campaign 1 and they become a qualified recruit in campaign 1, and they place another $150 order in 2, you're going to get another 100 points. And if they place another one in 3, you're going to get another 100 points. So that's what's really cool about this. And then you promote to a new leadership title for the first time, 1,000 points, and mentor somebody to promote 500 points. So pro tip, get started with a bang. Front load the promotion. Have one qualified new recruit each campaign during the Vamos Head Start period. That would give you 1,200 points, and you'd be a quarter of the way already towards earning the trip for 1. So as you go, you're going to earn points. You're going to earn a towel, a tote for 2,000 points. 3,000 points gets you a mirror and a brush set. 5,000 trip.
Starting to see 1.
Trip for 1, and 7,000 gets you a trip for 2. My niece said she'll come to Mexico. Do additional orders for new reps starting in campaign 26. No, they don't count until campaign 1. But it is my understanding that if you sign somebody up in 26 and they become qualified in 26, once we hit campaign 1, those people, their second, third, and fourth orders will count. But don't quote me on that. We'll have to see what happens.
Yes, it is. I just got a thing on my order, and it's basically the same thing that you read, and it does exactly say that anybody that has a recruit anywhere from the incentive, the beginning, the Head Start program, they will count on their second additional orders of 150 after campaign
1. So if they started in campaign 23, you're not going to get those extra orders in 24, 25, and 26. But if they're still placing them in 1, then you'll qualify for them.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so this is now available in your Vibe. If you don't have this on your main screen in Vibe, go to this on the far right side. It's way over on the right side of your computer. Click on Edit Panels, and you can find the Avon Grand Fiesta and drag it out, put it where you want on your Vibe, but it is now available. There's also a report in the static reports up at the top. I don't have the picture of that, but in the top under static reports, you can run a report for Grand Fiesta. So they are available to you now. And then also in our Facebook group, Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive, in the file section, I have this tracking sheet that I created for you, Grand Fiesta Incentive Tracking Sheet, and you can pull that up. And this is what it looks like. So I have this thing, if I can find a way to get this out of the way. This is my camera thing. So if it gives you kind of the dates and how many points you need, rewards along the way, and up here kind of the details. So it's blacked out here because things aren't available to you right now. So in campaign 23, if you had personal recruits, you'd get 300 points from these campaigns. And you can promote to Bronze Ambassador or mentor somebody to promote. Those are the only things you can do right now. Starting in campaign 1, then that's where you get the other things like sales, 300 to 499 is 100 points, 500 plus sales is 200 points, an Alma recruit, a personal recruit, and this is their second, third, fourth orders that we were just talking about with Tina. And the only reason these are blacked out in a staircase like this is because once you get to campaign 8, there's not any more time for them to order more. So this is kind of set up for you. And then the second page of this is where you can put your new reps' names, and you can keep track of if their first order, second order, whatever was $150 or more. So, so far, all we can do right now is the Vamos Head Start still, so let's concentrate on that. And so, and I want to explain, most of you, I think, on this call already know this, but this is our Avon comp plan. This is our leadership. Once you get one person on your team, you're a promoter. And you only have to have $50 in personal sales. And if they place a qualified new recruit order, $150 in their first or second campaign, you will get a $20 bonus. If you're brand new to leadership, if you're brand new and you're in the Kickstart program, your first 7 campaigns with Avon, that bumps up to $50. You'll get a 3% sponsoring bonus for as long as they're with Avon. Every order they place, or every order and their team will earn 3%. And then when you get 2 people on your team, you become a star promoter. You still have to have $50 order. You get that $20 qualified recruit bonus, $50 if you're in your first 7 campaigns. You will continue to receive the 3%, and now you'll earn 3% of all your first generation's orders. So that's basically 6% on all the people you brought in, right? Now, if you get 3 people on your team, you get to Bronze Ambassador. This is where you start playing in this incentive. You get to Bronze Ambassador, from now on out, you need $200 in sales, personal sales, for the rest of the leadership program. 3 orders and $1,000 total sales. Now remember, that's your order is included in that 1,000. So if you're selling 500, then those 3 people only have to sell 500 between them. You might need more people than 3 to get to Bronze Ambassador to get that $1,000. So it's hard to say, but those are the minimum requirements. Again, forever, you're going to earn the $20 new recruit bonus if they place a $150 qualifying order, first or second order. You're going to earn that 3% sponsoring bonus. You'll get 3% off your first gen, and now if you have any second gen, you'll get 3% off them. But look at this, you're going to get $500 promotion bonus. And if you mentor somebody else to get to Bronze Ambassador, you're going to get $250. But in this incentive, you promote to Bronze Ambassador, you're going to get 500 points as well. So then the next promotion is Silver Ambassador, which is only 6 people and $2,000 in unit sales. And you'll get you'll get 1,000 points when you promote to that. Actually, I believe you'll get 1,000 points on Bronze Ambassador too after campaign 1, is my understanding, because it says any promotion over Bronze Ambassador. So you'll get points for each promotion. And I tell you, I have told everybody this over and over again, the newer you are, the lower you are in leadership, so if you just got started, it's easier for you to promote because you only need 3 people and then 3 more people and then 3 more people. And that's 3 promotions, right? When you get up here, you have to grow your sales from $20,000 to $40,000. And that's huge. So that's a lot harder to get that promotion. At the beginning, it's really easy for you to get those. So that's 1,000 points, 1,000 points, 1,000 points. And you could do this during that incentive because you're going to be signing people up. So be ready. This is what I want you to do. You need to be ready to be out there talking to people. You need to be growing your business because recruiting is a big part of this. So have contact information on the back of every brochure. When I'm out prospecting, I don't put dates on them. I only put dates on the ones that go to my customers, because basically if somebody were to call me with an order, even if it was 5 campaigns later, I pretty much can get really close to that price, close enough to give it to them, right? So I'm not worried about that. There's only possibility is that some items might not be available anymore, but I don't put dates on them because I don't want somebody to see dates on it and throw it away. But I also put a recruiting brochure a label on the front of every brochure. So this one says $25, $50, $100 to start, and my link, and earn extra money. You could say, get your Christmas paid for. You could say, earn $1,000 in your first 90 days, ask me how. Whatever you want to say, but it should be something about recruiting on the front of your brochure. And then we have these drawing slips. And they're in the files section of our group. And you can also get them on onlinebeautybiz.com. But these are for drawings, sure, but they're also just for getting information. So if you take these, they're 4 to a page, you cut them up, you have them with you when you're passing out brochures. Like just to say, I do this occasionally. I'll go stand in front of a grocery store, and I will have 10 brochures in my arm. And when people come out of the store, I'll say, would you like an Avon brochure? And if they say yes, then I say, great. Well, you know what? I mail my brochures. Would you be interested in getting them in the mail? Because I mail my brochures. If you don't mail them, you could say, would you be interested in getting them on a regular basis? You know, whatever, however you want to say that. And then if they say yes, because if they're really interested in Avon, of course they're going to want brochures. So then you ask them to fill this out. Well, give me your information here, and I'll get you on my mailing list. And if you expect that they will do it, generally I've had no problems with it. And what's cool about this is that they have to answer these questions. Yes or no, I already have a rep. Yes or no, I'd like to receive brochures. Yes or no, I'd like to earn more about making money. While they're filling this out, you could be standing there talking to them, and you could be saying, have you ever thought about making extra money with Avon? You know, it's the holidays. It's a great time. You could get 40% off your Christmas shopping. Or you can just watch and see if they check it. If they check it, you got a prospect. So now that's someone you want to follow up with if they don't, you know, get all excited and sign up right then, which doesn't happen very often. Now you got somebody you want to follow up with. These are gold. And I'll tell you, Tina, she's on this call. She bought this little notebook that just clips on her purse at Walmart, I think, for like $1 or something. And she hands out a brochure, and then she says, can I get your name and number so I can give you a quick text before my order goes in? And she just pulls that little thing off her purse and just has them write it in there. Doesn't matter how you do it. What's important is you get their contact information. Because in order to get on this trip, hold on, let me see. I got some questions here. From Patty, I have 2 personal recruits. Yay, good job, Patty. I'm going to work with them to get their orders in for campaign 26. There should be higher promotion points for the higher levels. For the incentive, if you're talking about for the incentive, the promotion points is 1,000 for every one of them, except for during the Kickstart program, the Vamos Fast Start program, it's 500. Kat, welcome, Kat. I feel funny promoting my business on the bus. How can I get over this hump? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call you out, but Tina, could you tell them really quick your little story about the bus?
Oh, God. Don't worry about I mean, I sat there one day. I needed to hand out my catalogs. I have a goal to hand out so many catalogs to get them out of my purse. So I was headed to a meeting, wasn't planning on stopping anywhere on the way home, and I needed to get them out. So there was a bunch of people at this bus stop that I was coming up to, and I looked behind me, no bus. I literally stopped in front of the bus stop, yelled, I have 3 Avon catalogs. Does anybody want one? I had 3 people who took them. I didn't have time to take their names because I didn't want to, a cop or the bus to come. So I just hopped in and left, but I at least got my catalogs out. So it doesn't matter if you're on the bus or anything. They'll take the catalogs. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for sharing that, Tina. And Kat, actually, you could pull out a brochure and just be looking through it while you're sitting on the bus and see if the person sitting next to you says anything. I mean, if you're really shy, you could do that. Or you could just start a conversation with that person, just get talking, and eventually, not like right off the bat, but eventually as you're talking, say, hey, I sell Avon, would you be interested in the brochure? There's lots of ways to do it. You just have to get used to asking. And if they don't want one, it's no big deal. It's absolutely no big deal. Just like if you're a waitress and you're pouring coffee and you go around and would you like a refill? And if somebody says no, they're not saying no to you, right? They just don't want coffee. And it's the same thing with the brochure. They're not saying no to you. They just don't want the brochure. They're just not into Avon. That's cool. Not everybody is. But there's plenty of people that are. You just have to keep asking.
You could just leave it on the bus, too, when you get done reading it.
Yeah, Patty says that. She says sometimes she leaves a book on the bus or the subway. Great job, Patty.
Always have them out because the books are they're really quite eye-catching. All the covers have usually the number one product that Avon's leading with. They lead, like this time they have that little boy in a dinosaur outfit, or it's the family in the pajamas. It's always something pretty eye-catching. So just have the book out and have people be able to look at it and then start a conversation.
It's true. That's true. So let's move on. So once you have those names, now you need to follow it. And I have a blog post on Online Beauty Biz, how to do the follow-up, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I use 4 contact methods for best results. When I get a name. It doesn't matter if it's an Alma lead. This was actually originally written for Alma leads, but I use this for every single name I get. So whether it's an Alma lead, whether I got their name on the bus, whether I got their name standing in front of the grocery store, or wherever I got their name and their contact information, I'm going to call them, I'm going to text them, I'm going to email them, and then if I have their address, I will send them a postcard. I do 4 touches like that, and then I have a whole system. I'm going to take you there. So this is my blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. And on this side is a search, and if you want to find it, just search for Alma, because I know that will bring it up. How to follow up, work, and convert Avon Alma leads. Now, like I said, they don't have to be an Alma lead. They can be anybody that you're talking to. It works for everybody. So I contact them as soon as possible. This talks about buying leads, when you buy leads from Avon. And this talks about, I use a company called Pixingo to send my postcards. All of that is up to you. You know, you literally can go to the dollar store and buy postcards and handwrite them. It doesn't matter. It's just that touch, having a postcard in the mail actually seems to get the most attention, because people they don't read their emails. I can't tell you how many people I meet that have 5,000 emails in their inbox, and they say, I don't read my emails, you know. But a card in the mail, they're likely to read, especially a postcard that they don't have to open or whatever. But you want to keep track of your leads. If you have Alma available to you, then add them into your Alma system. You can add your own personal leads in there, so do that. And so the first thing I do is I call them. So when I get home, I'll call them, and unless I talk to them and I said, you know what, as soon as I get home, I'll text you some links or something, then I might not call them again. But otherwise, most of the time I call them, and this is all I say. Most of the time I get voicemail, and I just say, hey, this is Lynn with Avon. I'm giving you a call because you requested information. My number is, please give me a call. I'm going to text you my contact information, and I'll send you an email with more information. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, right? And then I send a follow-up text. And this is my text, and I use a shuffle card. You don't have to. Again, the information's all here if you want to look into it. And so I say, this is Lynn with Avon. You requested information about an Avon business or want to buy products. I'm here to help you. And then I have my business card with all the links you need on my shuffle link. You can say, you know, you requested information about an Avon business. You can get more information here, you know, youravon.com / whatever your name is, click on become a representative, right? So this can say, you can customize this, and then I send an email. So right here I have all of my scripts. So basically the way I work it is, I get their information, I get home today, I call, text, email them, and I send them a card. Then tomorrow I text them again. Day 1, I text them, text number 2, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, I email them, email number 2, and then every week I alternate texts and emails as we go through it, right? And then after about a month, then I start spreading out to 2 weeks and then 3 weeks. It's all here. You can download my scripts here. So, but follow-up is critical. If you're not following up, you're not going to be signing up enough people to get you on this trip. So what the most important activity to get you on this trip is follow-up. You want to follow up with every brochure you give out, every person who says they might want to sell Avon, and every new team member's orders, because that's critical too. You need those $150 orders. You need your team member to be successful so they'll stay with you long term, and also because you need them to be successful so you can earn this trip. And why not take them with you too? Have them join in with you and get them on the trip. Patty says she sends the e-cards in Vibe, and you can see who opened them. Yeah, that's great, Patty. That's great. My only thing is, again, it's not a physical card in the mail, and the e-cards are just like an email. They may or may not get opened, but it is good that you can see who opened them. That was really helpful, because then you know if they saw it. So 100% of your results in this incentive is going to depend on finding new people and following up with them on a consistent basis. There's nothing else that you can do that's going to get you on this trip except those 2 things. It's just that simple. You need to find new people, and you need to follow up with them, because you need to get them signed up, and you need to get them placing orders. So if you don't already know, to sign somebody up, you go to your website, And at the top, this is youravon.com / whatever your code is. They would click on Become a Representative. And this is a shortcut. If you want to write this down, this is a link that will take them directly to the sign-up page. Replace Lynn Huber with your code, whatever your code is. I mean, unless you want to send them to me, I'll take them. No, I'm kidding. So, but if you want to write that down, it's, your code avonrepresentative.com / opportunity / start. That takes them right to the page where they fill out the application. Looks like some of you may be writing that down, so I'll give you just a second.
And we're recording these, so you can go back and review it.
And we're
too.
recording, so you can go back and get it. Are we good? Okay. Okay, so now this thing is in my way again. Okay, this is a Kickstart flyer. This is the one thing that's going to really help you to get your people, once they get signed up, to get them placing those 150 and more orders every campaign, is you help them understand the value of a $150 order. Because in their first 7 campaigns, they're guaranteed 40% commission, even on the items that the rest of us only get 20 or 25% on. They get 40% on everything. So if their second campaign, they have to have a $150 order in order to get that 40% commission. Well, if their order was $100, they would only get 20%. Their cost would be $80, so they'd make $20. If their order was $125 at 20%, their cost would be $100. But if they bump that up, even if they bought $25 worth of stuff for themselves, to bump it up to 150, they'd be at 40%, and their cost is $10 cheaper. So they actually saved money or made more money by bumping that from 125 to 150. And I try to help my new reps understand that. It's a little hard sometimes, they don't always, but I'm just trying to help them, because wouldn't you rather pay $90 for $150 worth of product than $100 for $125? Those of us who have been in Avon for a while, we know that because we know that because of hot points and everything else.
And one of those items you could order if you were thinking that way and you wanted to order something, $19.99 is the Skin So Soft bundle that you can buy initially, and then you can resell that.
Yeah.
And that's $65 worth of product for $19, $20.
Yeah, and really promote that flyer.
Yeah,
Have your
really
new
promote
people
that flyer and get
promote
that sale.
flyer. Text it to them and say,
Yeah.
text this to everyone you know, because it's huge. Or do a Facebook party for them. That's working really well for me, helping my new people get that $150 order. So we're back to the trip, and here's this thing. So let's look at some ways to get there. Oh, first off, I want to say, we went over this last week, our last meeting, but I'm going to do it again because this is critical for you to understand this. Even if you don't earn the trip, you're looking at some real money here just for pushing this incentive, just for working it. So you get $20 for each qualified new recruit. If you're in the Kickstart program, that's $50. You promote to Bronze Ambassador, that's $500. And to be Bronze Ambassador, you have to have a $200 order, 3 orders, and $1,000 in sales. So, and that's 500 points if you do that like right now.
Yeah.
I think it's 1,000 points once we're in campaign 1.
Month.
Promote to Silver Ambassador, that's another 1,000 points, and that's only 3 more orders, total of 6, and then 2,000 in combined sales. And you'll get a $750 bonus. You'll get $250 for each person on your team who promotes to Bronze Ambassador, and you'll get $375 for each person on your team who promotes to Silver Ambassador. You promote to Gold Ambassador, you're going to make $1,000. You just need 9 orders now and 4,000 in sales. Promote to Bronze Leader, and you're going to earn $1,500 bonus. I mean, look at that money. That money alone, isn't that worth working for it? Then let's say you personally brought in 10 people and helped 2 of them promote to Silver Ambassador. So you would earn about $200. That's $20 times your 10 qualified new recruits. Now, if you were in the Kickstart program, that's going to be
50, that's $500.
$500 because it's $50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Promote to Bronze Ambassador, $500. Promote to Silver, $750. For the 2 people on your team who promoted to bronze ambassador, you would get $250 each for $500. And for the 2 that promoted to silver ambassador, you'd get $375 each for $750. You promote to gold ambassador, $1,000. That's $3,700 just in bonuses just for promoting. That's not counting your sales. Tina's laughing over there because she did this in her Kickstart program. She didn't quite go all the way that high, but she earned over $3,000 in her Kickstart program. So this is absolutely doable. And if you do all this, you'll earn the $3,700, plus you'll earn your commission off of all of your sales, and you'll earn the commission off of your team sales, and you'll be like pretty much guaranteed the trip at that point. But so moving on, let's look at this. Let me get over here, get this over here.
That's good right there.
So if you haven't done anything yet, I figured this out based on if you haven't even done anything yet. So if you got 1 new recruit starting in campaign 26 and did 1 every campaign till the end, and if only a couple of them placed that $150 order, that would give you 5,000 points.
That's plus your sales. 500 in sales every campaign.
Yeah, you'd have to have 500 in sales every campaign too. Now, this doesn't take into account that you've brought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 would give you, like, if you reach those promotions, that'd be 3,000 points just in promotions. So really, you could probably do without these because you know you're going to get at least 2 promotions out of all these people. So that's for 1 trip, you'd have 5,000 points just for doing that. If you develop a couple of others and help them get the 150, so you need a couple more, but even then I'm not counting every one of them, right? You've got 1, 2 people here, so you really could get 200 points, 200 points, 200 points, 200, but I'm not counting all that because I'm trying to be realistic. So, and yeah, okay, Patty says she's following up with the reps that used to sell. And if you're not bronze ambassador yet, you have to get to bronze ambassador for the first time in order to earn the points. So if you were before, you don't qualify for that particular promotion. But, you're bringing in all these people, you're going to earn these promotion bonuses, and you get a couple more people placing their orders. And this example is 7,300 points. So, if you missed the $500 in sales once or twice, it wouldn't kill you, but you just have to make up for it. So you need to know. That's why this spreadsheet is so helpful to me anyway, because you need to know where you stand every minute so that you know where you're lacking and where you need to make up for the points if you didn't make them. So what my suggestion is, set huge goals. Front load the promotion. Don't wait until the end, because if you wait and you don't get into action until campaign 5 or 6, you're not going to make it. It's just not going to happen. Sometimes you'll sign people up and you might get that $150 order, but it might take them 2 or 3 campaigns before they actually place it. So you need to get going now. So I did this based on 2 people, each campaign from 26 through 4, with just a couple of them placing orders, and you'd have enough there for 2 promotions. Just doing that, if you did it right now and had 2 people a campaign, you'd still need your sales, but this would get you to 7,200 points, and you'd pretty much be done by campaign 4. So get started, get going now. Hopefully a lot of you have points here already, but if you don't, you still have plenty of time, but get into action. Wouldn't it be so much nicer in campaign 5 to just go, all I need to worry about is my sales, I'm there. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of, oh my gosh, who am I going to sign up at the last minute in campaign 8? Who am I going to get in? It's just so much nicer to not be having to stress so much. So keep your eye on the prize. Set a goal to get 2 or 3 recruits every campaign right from the beginning. Set your goal higher. Set your goal for 3 or 4. If you don't make it, don't beat yourself up for it, because it's not the end of the world. It's not. If you set your goal for 3 or 4, though, you're more likely to get 2 or 3. Okay? So set your goal for 3 or 4, and then praise yourself for getting 2 or 3, because you're doing great. So here's some tips. Know the requirements. That's the biggest thing. You need to know the requirements. You need to know where you stand every single day. Know where you're at. Get your passport now. You're committed. You're 100% committed, so why not get your passport now?
And they're good for 10 years.
Yeah, and not only that, by applying for it now, it's in your brain that it's one more step that you're going to be there. And so it's just a matter of, I talked about this on Sunday. On Sunday, I did a Facebook Live, and I talked about the top people with Avon. They don't go, I don't know if I can make it. I really don't know. I'll wait and get my passport and see if I make it. They don't do that. They look at it the first day of the promotion and they go, okay, this is what I need to do. Boom, 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 done. I will be there. That's how they think. And that's how you need to think. So mark out the dates in your calendar. You are booked. You're busy. Front load the promotion. Constant contact. You need to stay in contact with your people. You need to stay in contact with your prospects. You need to stay in contact with your people who sign up, your team members. You need to keep them going. And why not help them earn this trip? If you help them earn this trip and they're fully on board, doesn't that help both of you? Monitor your numbers daily. Know where you stand. And then set your goal high. Go 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times what you actually need. And then no matter what, don't give up until you get there. We are going to make it happen. 100% commitment required. It's not an if. It's not a maybe. It is going to happen. We are going to make it happen. And failure is not an option. I love this, actually. A lot of people think that success is just you start here and you end up here. It doesn't work that way. It's more like this. It's a roller coaster. You have up days and down days. And you know what? When you're having a down day, look at your sheet and see, look, I've been doing good. So I didn't do good today or this week. I've been doing good. Or turn it around. If you're having a bad time, you're having a hard time, you're not getting recruits, then go back to the drawing board. What am I doing? What could I do differently? And you'll get it. So Patty I got my passport already as an incentive. Yay, Patty.
Right.
We're going to see you on that trip. So that's all I have for you guys. What questions do we have? Do we have any questions? No? You're all just staring at me. Okay, so we are, right now, until we get more into the meat of it, we're just doing these every other week. And then there's been some things that, we have a sales meeting once a week on a Tuesday, so obviously wouldn't be on that. That's why we missed it last week. But so our next meeting is going to be on December 11th, 2 weeks from tonight. And I'll post the replay. Get your friends to watch the replay. Get Crystal to watch it. It's really critical for her, okay? And how's the weather in Cabo? It is beautiful.
It's always better than here.
I got a question.
Wherever you're at.
It's going to be hot in June, though.
I got a question. Who's going to Cabo?
Me. So it's going to be hot in Cabo in June. That's why they have umbrella drinks and swimming pools.
Yes.
And sunscreen. It's going to be a rough life, I know. And it's air conditioned inside, right? If you're not at the pool, you're inside. So Rick is muted and he's talking to himself.
It's tough, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here today. Let me